look, that spark, that light, the light of man. People talk about light and enlightenment. They've been talking about it in religious spectrum for, for 5,000 years, predated by Ayurveda and Sanskrit. And so they're over 5,000 years old, and they've been talking about human light and enlightenment and energy for 5,000 years. But when you ask people religiously, well, what is the light? Well, it's our energy, it's our heart, it's our brain, and I'm like, no. In this movie, I'm actually specifically showing you where it starts. And so I think that's going to be the first one. People are going to question, wait a second. And the scientists that did the experiment where there is actual energy, a spark of energy and light at conception, at the very creation. However, this is a 2018 study or research study. However, there is a book and a study from the 60s or 70s called The Body Electric, which talked about it to begin with. And they talked about plants as well. So it's not just human beings, it's plants, it's every single thing that's living and breathing. So plants, animals, human beings. When we are created, there's a spark at that very instant. I am saying that is God. That very moment.
I love that. And it's so interesting. The video is so interesting. And my understanding is that they first, because I kind of Googled it, and that they first saw the spark happening at conception with mice. And I was like, I just love that. So this is happening with animals. This is not just humans. And then you go on to say plants. That I wasn't aware of. But
Yeah.
I read in the U.S. News and World Report, they said an explosion of zinc fireworks occurs when a human egg is activated by a sperm enzyme. The intensity of the sparks, scientists say, indicates the egg's potential to develop into a healthy embryo. And so that's what they're saying. And that we're also seeing is that is the spark of the divine. That is the spark of God saying, like, let there be light. And
Exactly.
then this being, yes, being is now in action.
Yeah. And to your point, right? So great research. It's like, so they're saying it's zinc. So scientists are going to say, oh, it's not divine and it's not God, it's zinc. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm not going to argue with you. However, when I take an expert like Dr. Raymond Moody, who is a near-death experience expert, one of the founders of it, and he has literally interviewed thousands and thousands of people that have the same experience of leaving their body and being drawn to light. And in that light, they've had unbelievable experiences. Some of them have seen cities of light. Some of them have had other experiences about, meeting family and glowing figures in this fascinating light. So when we die, that light leaves. And now we have thousands of people that have said, hey, guess what? I know where the light goes because I was there. I came back, but I'm pretty sure I know where we're going. And so science, once again, like, how do they explain that? And it's like, oh, the body's decomposing or the brain has synapses. And that's been an argument. And Dr. Moody points it out. It has been an argument since Greek philosophers. So that argument now, the same exact argument, 4,000 years later, it's the same exact argument. No one's proven it or not proven it or disproved it. So I'm taking this expert and I'm taking his word on it after meeting thousands of people that had that experience. So now I'm saying, so as Catholics, on Ash Wednesday, we have ashes put on our head and say from ash you come and ash you return. They stopped saying that a few years ago. Well, what I'm saying is, I think it's from light we come and light we return. And that divine energy that we're created with is God, and we return to God.